Okay, hello everybody. My name is Leslie Williams and I'm in San Diego, California. I live in La Jolla. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to basically just talk to you about some recent current events and even some past events. And I'm going to have to talk fast in this video because I only got about 30 minutes remaining on this video card. And I want to be able to condense as many details in this video in order to try and at least leave you with an overview pertaining to the subject matter. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm waiting for Instagram to come up so I can play you a couple audio files of 15-second long audio files of evidence so you can factually see right away that I'm being gang-stalked in San Diego, California, La Jolla, along all my routes every day, everywhere I go. And you would not believe the craziness and the crap that I'm experiencing, including inside the San Diego courthouse. Now, I just made a video 2 days ago, and I haven't uploaded it yet because I haven't been anywhere to upload it yet. But what I'm going to do, unless they hack into the computer that I'll be using, backtrack for a second. The video I made 2 days ago is going to complement this one. If I go to take that memory card and put it in the computer to upload it, and then it's erased, well, then it's not obviously going to be in existence anymore, so obviously you won't be able to view it in order to be able to use that as a complement to this one. If they don't do it, if they don't erase it, then I'll put that video in the description of this one, so you can pay attention to that one as well. Now, before I start in reference to the subject matter of this video, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to direct you to a blog. And the reason why I'm doing that is because there's a massive amount of evidence in that blog. But when you see the amount of evidence in that blog, take this to mind. The evidence that's in that blog is not even 0.001% of the evidence that I hold in my physical possession, and evidence that's in email files. Now, that blog title is UCSD and Law Library, Are They Networking Gang-Stalking? And let me tell you another thing. I'll repeat that real fast. UCSD and Law Library, Are They Networking Gang-Stalking? Now, before I got one more statement to make, and then I'm going to fly right into the subject matter of this video. Fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegans, in any of my videos that I've ever made, and I got hundreds of them on the internet, I've never lied one bit. I can look you straight in the eye and tell you that I have never lied about anything concerning any and all statements in my blogs, videos, email files, whatever. Okay? Because I think it's important that I make sure that I have no reason to lie anyways, but I have to make sure that the truth is told, because what I'm trying to do is educate fellow targeted individuals about what's happening to them in reference to maybe what I know might not be something they're aware of yet, and to educate the public at large and uncorrupted law enforcement. Now, just go to that blog. You'll indisputably see that I'm being gang-stalked. Now, the following statements might seem like a collage of misjointed information. It's not. So just go to that blog, take what's in it, use this as a complement to it, or use this as a complement to that, whatever. Let me just light this cigarette because I just got to this area. I hate smoking on video. Hold on. Let me tell you one reason why I don't like smoking in public or on video. Okay? I have no upper teeth. When I was in Michigan, I went through hell to get my upper dentures. I mean, I went through hell. Probably at least 20 visits to the dentist because tooth pulling was involved in it. Then the fitting for the dentures, and then once the dentures came in, the fittings for those. And then when I finally got them, within 7 days, they were ripped off by the organized stalking, gang stalking of me in Michigan. So when I take a puff off a cigarette, my face looks a little bit distorted because I don't have any upper teeth. Now, fellow American citizens, right now I am being criminally and illegally railroaded by the San Diego Public Defender's Office, which I have already been criminally railroaded by them, and they will lie about it, possibly go as far as using this video against me one day in court and call me crazy concerning it. Absolutely. Oh, and by the way, let me just interject something here real fast because this needs to be said. Hold on. If I get put in a detention center or a jail, whatever, and the people that are put either in my cell, just, like a roommate, or anybody that, like if I'm put in a big holding area where a bunch of different people sleep at, if I'm kept up, I guarantee you right now, it'll be done intentionally. And the reason why I'm saying that is because in organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, one of the main techniques of gang stalking is to frustrate you, non-stop, as much and as often as possible, literally. Okay, I just left 2 businesses today, and was gang stalking Walmart off of Shawline Road, okay, and Genesee Avenue in Claremont Mesa, off of Claremont Mesa Boulevard on Shawline Road in San Diego, and at the Arby's that's across the street from it. People getting around me in that Walmart and in the Arby's and saying, "Suck my dick," repetitively and gang stalk. Okay, now, due to the congestion of my schedule, I'm not going to be able to upload those audio files of it being caught in the near future because they got me running. I'll try to explain that in a minute. But the point being, go to Google and type in organized stalking and or gang stalking in jails, detention centers, prisons, even psychiatric floors. Okay? You'll understand why I'm bringing this up in a second. Now, the point being is that if you investigate organized stalking and or which is also called gang stalking, like for instance, go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids. You'll see that individual right on the news, a targeted individual that was in Santa Cruz, which is the county that's right next door to San Diego, flat out mentioned that he can't go anywhere without being harassed, and the fact that he was even harassed at his own home. Okay, now, right now in my physical possession, I got over 1,000 different audio files of individuals being propped up around me to mentally harass me by having these individuals. My intuition and educated knowledge is telling me, and somewhat I can probably say experience too, but then I'd have to totally explain that, and it's not necessary. I'd say at least 96% of all the individuals that they're using to harass any gang stalking target are nothing but duped community members, punks, and whatever else. Okay, like as far as just mostly duped community members and punks. The rest are just basically, it's a syndicate, it's organized crime in the system that's doing this. The rest of them are, that 4% are syndicate wannabes and actual syndicate members. So, hear me out. If they put me in a detention center, jail, or prison as a result of the illegal lodging ticket I got on August 9, 2015 in Rose Canyon, San Diego County, if they put me in jail, all they have to do, okay, which you'll see that they do gang stalk inmates in these physical environments that I've already described by Googling it and researching it, what they'll do is, because one of the main things they do to organized stalking, gang stalking targets is provoke them by mentally harassing them. Okay, which I'll prove to you in this video very shortly. Let me just check this real fast. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because they do this to mentally, creatively provoke you. So if you act out, they can then say, well, your behavior is, for one, possibly violent, and that your behavior, your response to a situation was not only violent, but completely inappropriate pertaining to the situation that happened, in reference to all the details. And this is what they do because they want you to act out so they can then charge you with additional charges in any environment. And this is done for continued isolation. It's also done to affect your record, including charging you with a felony, so you can then never be able to apply or reapply for social services benefits and or social security, because human trafficking is part of these criminal expeditions. Once the targeted individual is released, if they have been charged while they were in jail, and then subsequently got to go to court for that and then found guilty, if it's if it's a felony, well, then how are you going to get back on these services? And since targeted individuals are covertly blacklisted, all descriptions can be Googled to gang stalking or organized stalking. And since if you're able to work, the targeted individual can't work because they're covertly blacklisted from employment. Google that. See, the whole goal is to take everything from you, your property, your home, your shelter. Literally, go to Google and type in organized stalking and or gang stalking and creating homelessness of targets. They create the homelessness in order to exploit it, to exploit the target. They literally made me homeless by stealing my rent out of the mail that was mailed, certified mail return receipt through the United States Postal Service using a postal employee. I have literally been gang stalked to the last 5 apartments that I had, and motel rooms. I'm gang stalked along every single one of my routes, every single where I go, every single day. And how did they know that I came to San Diego from Connecticut and from Michigan to Connecticut? Through the illegal GPS tracking of me, covert surveillance and observation, and cyber surveillance. Because when you're looking up Amtrak to buy a ticket from Michigan to go to Connecticut and then from Connecticut to San Diego, well, go to Google and type in computer hacking and gang stalking, cell phone hacking and gang stalking, libraries and gang stalking, because there are computers at libraries, which target individuals will use in order to look up Amtrak, Greyhound, or whatever if they're planning on moving from a town, to a city to another city, or from state to state. As a result, they take the information they've ascertained from the surveillance and say, okay, well, we know he or she is going to move from San Diego, say, to, or wherever else, or like in reference to wherever else in California, or to another state. See, it's a nationwide syndicate up and operating in this system in every state, city, town in the United States. Absolutely. And if you don't believe me, go to Google and type in interstate stalking and gang stalking. It's a nationwide syndicate, literally. So, fellow American citizens, what I do, part of what I do, okay, is I walk around with a running recording tape recorder on me at all times. Okay? And then what I do, and a camera, and then what I do is I predict what these little filthy rat-ass animal whores are going to do around me, concerning me, about me, towards me, or against me, and or my property that I'm carrying, or property on my physical person. And then if they do what I predict that they will do, I don't know about you, but, well, I think that's more than coincidence, especially if it happens more than once. Tape recorders don't lie, and neither do video cameras. Case in point, go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. I'll get back to the jail in a minute. Okay? Look at that video of me being assaulted. Make sure you dissect every single thing that is in the description of that YouTube video from top to bottom, and you will discover that I predicted that assault in an email file 11 days before it occurred. Do it. 1 of 5 assaults, all of 5 assaults were predicted. 2 in email files, 3 in videos, and all in audio files. Before they occurred, before the perpetrators entered my physical presence to engage in the assault. Absolutely. Hold on. So, what they'll do is make the target homeless, and then have them gang stalked along all their routes, continually gang stalked along all their routes, which they probably already are being harassed along all their routes before the homelessness is even created. Because if they were involved in the creation of the homelessness, which 99% of the time they are, then they obviously was already being gang stalked, which means that they were more than likely also being gang stalked along all their routes before the homelessness was created. Now, what they'll do then is that through the continued surveillance of the organized stalking, is what they'll do is they'll prop up staged events. They'll even prop up staged witnesses to event. Like right now, I'm at this particular spot and I'm making a video. They can easily, through the GPS tracking of me and my cell phone, and through the covert surveillance, they can then wait until wherever I go, it doesn't matter where I go and sit down and be by myself at, they will then prop up individuals to be in the area, who will then claim they heard me, or saw my property, or act like they're stumbling across me, or pretend a third party contacted them. That's where the police are involved. Okay? They will stage any type of event, even with witnesses, and so the police can have a buffer between the target and them, so the police have plausible deniability in reference to their involvement in it, which pertains to whatever they want, the desired effect that they want to bring about from the event, an arrest, a ticket, whatever, even if it's just an event to bring about emotional duress, because one of the main methods of gang stalking is to cause the target individual to have a mental collapse. Okay, now, once they make the target individual homeless, they can, if they're propping up all this harassment around the target along all the routes every day, you got to think about it this way. Well, let me just give you a case in point. Hold on. Every single day before I start my day, I use my tape recorder. This tape recorder runs by date and time. It reflects the date and the time electronically once the recording starts. I then make a statement in my tape recorder. I'm getting ready to go to the bus stop. I'm getting ready to go to Vons, which is a grocery store. I'm getting ready to go to Rouse. I'm getting ready to go to the library. Let's see if anybody says gang stalk, gang stalking, gang stalk, suck my dick, weird, crazy, oh my God, back to back, or separately. I then leave the area where the prediction was made, including video predictions, okay, and then go along my route every day. Then the tape recorder picks up all the environmental noise changes, like if I walk from any area to go to a bus stop and it's quiet, and then the bus comes, you can hear the bus pulling up. You then hear me boarding the bus, and then you start hearing people talk on the bus. And then you start hearing people say gangstalk that are already on the bus, which means that they were able to see when I left whatever area, or no matter where it was at, where I went to, bus stop, and then when I got on the bus and what bus route, in order to have these people be already on the bus. I have 1,000 audio files of individuals saying these aforementioned words and phrases along my routes, every day, everywhere I go. The only way that that could be achieved is through covert surveillance and illegal GPS tracking on my cell phone, and more than likely my computer as well. So Google that technique to gang stalking, and then organized stalking on the internet. You'll see I'm telling you the truth, because it's all over the internet. Every single targeted individual is exposing it. So what they'll do is create these events, claim that, like, say if a target's at a hiking area where they might be camping since they've been made homeless. What they'll do is wait till the target individual arrives at that area, and then they'll prop up somebody to act like they're in the area for normal appearing reasons, and they'll even play out verbal theatrics. Because, see, through the cyber surveillance, they know that I'm uploading evidence from my tape recorder to videos, and then videos to YouTube. Now, you can go to Google and type in cyber surveillance and gang stalking. It's all over the internet. It's one of their methodologies. And if you look at the YouTube video, Gang Stalking Bullying on Steroids, you'll flat out see Lieutenant Larry Richards flat out state that this crime has even reached out into the cyber world. So do the math. If they've seen me upload videos of this tape recorder, even me saying that this tape recorder is running on me at all times, which it is, and the fact that they can obviously deduce that I'm using a video camera, then they have to be very careful about how they stage an event towards me or around me, because the tape recorder will record it. So the point being is that whenever they prop up anybody to be in my physical presence, they'll even make sure that they make statements 25, 30 feet away to make it appear that they're actually in my environment, okay, in the location of where I'm at, for other reasons, normal reasons, okay? But mentally, they'll visually let me know it's because of gang stalking by engaging in what they have sensitized me to, a gang stalking physical gesture. That's another one of their techniques. So you can go to YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass, read comments." That's a YouTube title. I literally caught 3 teenagers admitting they were put in my physical presence to engage in these physical gestures. They were told to get on a bus I was already on. Since that date, January 28, 2012, I have caught at least 3 other people admitting they were put in my physical presence to engage in these same physical gestures, all 3 of them being UCSD students. 2 of them were caught right on UCSD campus, and another one was caught 2 days later right up the street from it. So, and I also caught a 3rd party admitting that a San Diego police officer by the name of Steve told him to do it. So that's actually 7. There's actually 8, but the last one is a little bit sketchy. So, but the point being is that they want you to mentally know it's because of gang stalking by engaging in these physical gestures for you to see, which tells you mentally it's because of gang stalking, while they're acting differently verbally because they know I got a tape recorder, because they're told how to act as a result of them being propped up to approach me or my area, or even the area where my bike's at, because they know the tape recorder will be recording. This way they can imply plausible deniability about their behaviors and who they are and the motive of why they're in my physical presence, while trying to make it appear that I'm crazy. Because once they engage in these gang stalking, gaslighting physical gestures, which are sensitization methods, that automatically, instinctively excites me to know mentally, it's a mental message to let me know that it's actually purposely being done. This in turn puts you in a hyper-vigilant mindset about what's going to happen as a result of these people being in my physical presence. Am I going to be assaulted, robbed, raped? Is any kind of incident, is theft, whatever, okay? And this is what they do. And this in turn provokes you mentally to, like, look, just, you know, you just want them out of your physical presence. Well, they'll do the same thing in jail. Now, they got video cameras on the ceiling in jails and detention centers. So what they'll do cleverly inside of a jail, detention center, or psychiatric floor is that they'll engage in mostly the direct conversation method. Now that's a technique that's hard to prove, because what they're doing there is mimicking things that you've looked up on the internet and repeating them while they're engaging in gang stalking physical gestures, harassing you, threatening you, acting punkish, using dark neurolinguistic programming techniques around you, like talking about some, yeah, she's gonna get fucked up and all this. I'm just telling you how they act, that's all. And they will use fellow inmates. That way, while you're tired because they purposely and intentionally propped up an individual to be your cellmate that snores. They will literally do this. I witnessed them doing this to women in a group home type setting in Michigan. They were intentionally assigning her roommates, 2 of them, that snored. Okay, this is done to keep her up, so when they were mentally harassing her nonstop all day while she was tired, how close do you think she is to acting out verbally? Especially when they're threatening you. Yeah, baby. These are the schemes of GangStalking. I've witnessed it before my eyes, and I've seen it on videos. Now, you can go to Google and type in police and GangStalking, sheriffs and GangStalking, detention centers and GangStalking, psychiatric floors, hospitals, businesses, libraries, universities, public transportation services, bus drivers. Oh, absolutely. I was reading one target individual's blog from the United Kingdom who talks about how she's gaslighted by bus drivers. Okay, so the point being, I literally caught a San Diego Park Ranger wide openly admitting, flat out, wide openly on video, just like you're seeing me now. The camera was pointed right on his face. Okay, I'll reiterate that. The camera was literally right on his face. Okay, I literally caught him admitting that he came to Rose Canyon when I was there. Let me just say I was resting. Okay, he literally flat out openly admitted on video that they came there as a result of retaliation because I sent a tweet to San Diego Police Chief Zimmerman 22 hours before. It was actually a tweet chain, which meant that it was multiple tweets chained together of indisputable evidence that I'm being gang-stalked, and the fact that the MTS video of me being assaulted on an MTS bus was altered by MTS, and that the police report was falsified. He literally flat out admitted that it was retaliation for that. So how did they know where I was? So they gave me an illegal lodging ticket. Now I got to go to court. I requested a trial. I've been gaslighted right in the very courtroom. Excuse me, right in the very courtroom, which is their way to send me a mental message that we don't give a shit what you're doing. We don't care that you got evidence. I'm even being told by the San Diego Public Defender's Office that that video of him wide openly, right on video admitting it, cannot be put in as evidence. But they will admit, as far as the prosecutor's evidence, a falsified police report about the event, which I've already read. They're claiming that they came across me as a result of surveying the area because it's their job. That's what she flat out told me. So a San Diego Park Ranger, wide out in the open, admits that they came to that area as a result of retaliation, yet that can't be admitted in court, which she literally said it can't, but their videos can be, because they took videos, and their falsified police report can. This is organized crime in the system. So you got to go to that blog that I described at the beginning of this video. Do you hear these 2 men yell gang stalk together? One says gang stalking, then that same one says gang stalking, I'm going to F you up. This occurred within a half hour after I predicted an event will occur. Well, I actually said might occur. Okay? Absolutely. Now, I'm getting around me and repeating gang stalk, gang stalking, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalk. Oh my God, weird, crazy, suck my dick, back to back or separately. Is there a way to intentionally mentally harass me about this crime? Non-stop. You wouldn't believe how I experienced it today. Okay? What they've been doing for the last 2 weeks is propping people up along my route to say suck my dick. They were already doing it, but now they're doing that on an escalated scale and barely saying gang stalk around me now. Okay? Now, what you just heard occurred on Thanksgiving Day 2013. Let me see how much time I got left. What you just heard occurred on Gilman Road on Thanksgiving Day 2013. One of the 2 men that played a role in this event was directly connected to a group of men that they had propped up to hike out 150 feet away from my camping area within a week of me moving there. Okay? Absolutely. Him and his little freaked out buddies harassed me day and night. And the same exact identical verbal harassment that they engaged in there is the same exact identical to a T way that I was harassed at UCSD campus. And it was UCSD police that came to that camping area to give me a ticket on August 27, 2014, and then again with an arrest on November 10th, 2014. Which then I was illegally, absolutely, criminally railroaded by the San Diego Public Defender's Office, okay, who illegally, without my knowledge or consent, consolidated both of those tickets from both of those events without my knowledge, and criminally put me on summary probation without my knowledge. I didn't find out about it until December 1st, 2014. 3 years of summary probation. Now that I got this ticket in Rose Canyon, the public defender said if you go to trial and you lose, you go to jail for 6 months just for that offense, and they'll more than likely hold it against you concerning this being a violation of that summary probation, even though the summary probation was a direct result of extreme criminal behavior of the San Diego Public Defender's Office. Now, what was I doing a week before I got this ticket in Rose Canyon? Looking up lawyers, activist groups, law firms, and the ACLU. The same exact identical to a T thing happened to me in Michigan and in Connecticut. Every single time I looked up lawyers, law firms, activist groups, newspapers in the ACLU in Michigan and in Connecticut, I got arrested. I got threatened to move, assaulted, ticketed, threatened by police. Fellow American citizens, I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. What I'm about ready to play you right now is me being on a bus in Yucca Valley, California. Now, Yucca Valley is 169 miles away from La Jolla, where this event occurred that you just heard. I left that camping area, okay, off of Gilman Road, to go to Yucca Valley for 1 week. I had already had on at least 300 audio files, individuals saying gang stalk around me everywhere I went in La Jolla and all over San Diego County. I left that area to go to Yucca Valley for 1 week, experienced the same exact identical to a T harassment along all my routes in Yucca Valley until I came back, and the same exact identical harassment has been propped up around me, concerning me every day, everywhere I go. Every day, everywhere I go. The same exact identical to a T. Now these two audio files alone have been played to at least 8 different San Diego police officers, and they all claim they couldn't make sense of it. Okay? They're nothing but a bunch of lying, filthy criminal whores. That's all they are. It's all they'll ever be. And I'm not saying all of them, but I will tell you this. From 2011 up until this date, okay, October 18, 2015, I have had to call the police over 26 times. Every single time I was denied my right to make a police report concerning me being gang stalked. 2 police officers at least per occasion. So, do you really honestly think that somebody's not giving them orders? The same exact identical verbal harassment has been caught inside the San Diego courthouse where they're prosecuting me for this ticket. It's been caught inside the San Diego prosecutor's office, and it's Jan Goldsmith, the San Diego prosecutor, who's charging me for illegal lodging, even though he was sent the YouTube URL link with the San Diego park ranger admitting that they came to my area that day for retaliation on September 18, 2015. And the arraignment for that ticket was September 24th. So he still chose to charge me. Now his little criminal ass is being sued right now by the California Family Coalition. Google that. And Google it extensively, because there's multiple logs about that. Racketeering. He's being sued by them for racketeering. Alright, I gotta go. So, if they put me in jail for anything concerning these illegal lodging tickets or anything else that might happen before the trial's over, okay, it'll be their way. I'll lose Social Security. I'll lose Social Service benefits. They can steal my money, my IDs, my phones, my cameras, all my evidence, video cards, micro cards, Social Security card, Medicare card, bus card. They can steal everything from me, computers, everything. And don't think they won't. So I'm predicting it now, and today's date is October 18, 2015. Every single syllable that came out of my mouth in this video is the absolute, literal truth. I don't lie. So I want you to know what I'm experiencing. In closing, go to YouTube and type in similarities between gang stalking and human trafficking. And I told UCSD Campus Police and SDPD, okay, that gang stalking is directly connected to human trafficking. How easy is it to exploit a woman who has no money? And are they using the courts to bring about the circumstances, to bring about the effects, so the effects can be exploited? Have I caught the same thing happening in Social Security? Gotta get. Thanks for listening, everybody, okay? Please say a prayer for my safety. Have a good day.